This is another caveman bullying tactic,
Yes.
in my opinion.
Yes.
My humble opinion. They want the insured, the owner of the vehicle, to pay the shop directly what they feel is not reasonable and customary.
Right.
Don't do that.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the airing of Grievances. My name is Reamer. That's the man, Robert Grieve, and we are especially grateful to see you here today.
Thank you.
Hey, listen, if you're watching for the very first time and you've just kind of found this channel and wondering what this is all about, we are consumer-focused. That says basically, here's the collision industry, and these are the things that happen behind the scenes that you should be aware of. It can cost you, or it can save you thousands and thousands of dollars, and could quite possibly save you the value of someone's life. So that's why we're doing it. If you like what you see, give us the thumbs up. We appreciate that very, very much. And it helps YouTube know that it's time to send that out to other people and whatnot. Secondarily, if you're one of our regulars, our family, we can't say thank you enough. It really does mean the world to us.
You make our Saturday morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of which, if you haven't yet subscribed, click that button right there, and that will just give you a notification, let you know that every Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. in the Mountain Standard Time, we're putting out another episode of the airing of
Talking about
Grievances.
something.
So that's it. That's it.
Talking about something.
And let's talk about something right after I say happy Saturday to you.
Happy Saturday, my dear friends. Happy Saturday to you.
Yes, indeed. All right, Rob. So, hey, last week's video, and by the way, if you haven't seen it yet, don't watch it just yet, but there's the link. I'll put it down in the description box as well. Last week's video blew up in unexpected ways, but we have a follow-up to it that I think our friends are going to find very, very interesting.
Yeah, goes from bad to worse.
Yep.
Goes from bad to worse.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with, we're talking about the RAV4, Toyota RAV4, 2023 Toyota RAV4.
With 2,000 miles.
2,000 miles. It's a brand new vehicle. And
You'll throw up a couple pictures.
of course, yeah. In fact, I'll just post them here. I don't have to throw them up.
Okay.
So this car, and again, you can see the last video of the colossal blunder.
It's fail. F.
It is a serious F for fail. That the adjuster for a particular insurance company, he almost acted like a caveman,
Just like it.
or some kind of lounge lizard. I don't know.
We'll see.
But he wrote a horrible estimate, and in the end, the car was totaled.
Yes, that's where we're going to pick up.
All right.
So, as of last week, well, the car was a total when it came in.
It was. It really was.
They just didn't feel that was the case.
Right.
Because he had written an $11,000 estimate to repair this vehicle back to industry standard.
Industry standard.
Yeah.
Those are two words that you never want to hear anyone say to you.
You're going to hear him again today.
Yeah, you'll also check out the link below for our comments on, we wrote an entire blog about industry standard.
Yeah. So during the week, a different adjuster from the insurance company came in to view the vehicle after it was disassembled, and they received our repair plan.
Okay.
Our repair plan took an experienced, highly trained, Toyota certified person.
Yeah.
Actually, Lexus certified, but it's really the same
Same
thing.
company.
A day to catalog all the damage on this vehicle. And while Mr. Adjuster, who did a drive-by outside, his estimate had 66 lines of cataloged damage.
Right.
Ours was slightly over 500 lines. So there's a little bit of difference in effort to decide if the vehicle is repairable or not.
Your level of understatement is world renowned. A little bit of difference.
Yeah, there's a little bit of difference there.
Wow.
So the adjuster walks in. I walk him back to the car.
Yeah.
And I think in less than 30 seconds, he said, "There's no sense in looking any further. Let me get the information on the car and all the equipment and all the rest of that stuff. And this car is a total." Okay.
All right. Well, the good news is at least that's the last we ever hear from the original adjuster who botched it so badly, right?
Not so much. Not so much.
What?
The Caveman is alive and well.
He's back?
He's back. He's back, and he's doing his thing. Doubling down, actually. Doubling down. Maybe he saw our last week's video.
I don't even know if he knows how to get to YouTube.
Yeah. So he sends the guest. We put together our charges, the storage, inside, outside, the time to disassemble the vehicle, the time to write the thorough repair plan, look up the procedures, scan the vehicle, go through all that stuff to come up with, is this car repairable or is it not?
Yes.
And that takes a lot of time and effort and some very talented, highly paid people.
Sure.
Highly trained, I should say, as well, which cost me a lot of money for that as well. So, guest gets this email from the Caveman.
Oh.
Hello. As discussed on the phone earlier, the vehicle has been determined to be a total loss. The shop provided their requested total loss fees in order for the vehicle pickup. There was an excess in the shop's requested fees. Unbelievable. One of the fees that they call out is the indoor storage charge. Indoor storage was not necessary and was not approved by us.
Oh.
We'll get back to that.
Okay.
The excess total amount which we are unable to pay for the premium fees is X amount of dollars.
Okay.
The shop will not negotiate this amount to within industry standard for that area and will not release the vehicle without full payment of premium charges. He's throwing this premium word in there.
Yeah.
Whatever. Charges. I guess we do premium work compared to him.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
I appreciate that. So the rates for the area will not release the vehicle without full payment of premium charges being paid prior to pickup. Who would?
If you don't pay, you're not going to get the car back.
Right. We have approved charges in the amount of X, and these are in line with industry rates in that area, but the missing X will prevent Nylund from releasing the vehicle for pickup. Please let us know when you, the consumer, the policyholder, are able to secure the release of the vehicle so that we can proceed with your claim. If the vehicle is not released to us, we will have to proceed with the total loss settlement as an owner retention so that we are at least able to pay for part of your claim.
Wow.
Let me recap what this just said.
Please do, and make it succinct so I can put it at the front of the video.
It's unbelievable. They want the consumer to pay the shop directly for what they feel is not industry standard. That's item number one.
Okay.
Or they're going to consider it an owner retention. What does that mean? Owner retention means when your vehicle is determined to be a total loss, you have options. You can decide to keep the car.
Yes.
And they will take the salvage value out of the value of the claim and give you the rest, and you keep the car. That's called an owner retention.
Okay.
So there's some people that want to keep the car for sentimental reasons or whatever the case may be. Maybe it means so much to them, they'll pay whatever it takes to repair the vehicle.
Right.
It happens. But this is not the case here.
Doesn't that have to be initiated by the owner?
It depends on the policy language. It's all about the policy language. But what they're saying here is you either pay the shop X amount of money and secure the release of the vehicle so we can come and get it, the insurance company,
Yeah.
or we're not paying any more storage and we're going to treat this as an owner retention. We're going to subtract the salvage value from the vehicle, pay you the difference, and you keep the vehicle. And now it's your problem.
Rob, can they do that?
Depends on the policy language. It doesn't sound correct to me. Seems like the owner would need to make that decision. But this is another caveman bullying tactic,
Yes.
in my opinion.
Yes.
My humble opinion. And there's a couple of other things to note here. They want the insured, the owner of the vehicle, to pay the shop directly what they feel is not reasonable and customary.
Right.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Once, let's just say the guest said, yeah, I just want to get past this thing. I'll pay the difference. That money evaporates from the claim. So what I recommend is that you say, okay, I'll pay the difference, but I want you to pay the shop
Yeah.
and deduct it from my settlement. So the insurance company is showing a line that they deducted X amount of money that probably shouldn't have been deducted. It now can create some questions on claims handling.
It's a part of the record.
It's a part of the record. If the consumer goes and just pays directly, there's no mention of it in a claim anymore.
Right.
And nobody's held to any kind of a standard. Insist that and I have some verbiage for an email that I would recommend.
Sure.
If it were my vehicle.
Okay.
Keep in mind, I'm not a lawyer.
Nope.
Just, I'm going to show you how I would respond to this.
You're going to want to take notes for that.
You know, there's an interesting piece in this whole email or whatever it is, letter. It says indoor storage is not necessary and was not approved by us.
How does that make you feel?
Why do I need a shop? So we have to disassemble the vehicle, which requires people and tools and all the rest of that. And I have this shop.
It's a nice shop.
And this is where we do things like that.
Yeah.
We don't do them outside in the back lot. We do them in the shop. We've already seen what looking at the car in the back lot looks like. It comes out to $11,000.
Yep.
So that's not the way we do things here, Mr. Caveman. And the shop is here to facilitate accurate repair plans and disassembly in the right manner and computer checks and all the rest of that stuff.
All of it.
Yeah. So indoor storage is not necessary. We weren't out of the 20-something days the thing has been here. There was a 4-day inside storage fee.
And 500 plus lines.
And it takes a while to catalog everything and disassemble everything and go through the procedures and double check and measure and all the rest of that stuff. So I don't find that to be unreasonable. But apparently they do.
Well, to go to the point, their approval for such charges is inconsequential.
I don't seek their approval. I don't seek their approval. I don't seek their approval.
Right?
I don't seek their approval.
It's your business.
So, if an insurance company tells you that you need to pay the difference in total loss charges that a shop may charge, don't pay the shop directly. The money just evaporates out of the claim, and there's no record of it anymore.
Right.
I mean, you have a record because you have a receipt and all the rest of that.
Sure.
It's better that they advance the money, take it out of your claim on a line,
Yeah.
so that you can contest it later.
Right.
Because it really should be you owe your deductible and they pay for everything after that. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
So, and this guy has dragged this thing out, continues to drag it out, double downs by saying, you pay this or I'm going to do that.
Right.
This is their own insurance company that they've been paying, treating them like this. Unfortunately, this is normal today. We get one right after the next of these ridiculous emails. But I would submit that I would write the adjuster back and write them something along the lines of, under undue duress, I will reluctantly and under protest agree to pay the excess fees you mentioned in your email. Please pay the shop directly and reduce my settlement by the amount stated above.
Duress is a legal term, as is under protest.
Under protest.
And while you nor I are attorneys,
It may help one if you have one.
Indeed. And so in this verbiage, and I'll put the language of the legal language of the word duress here, you will see that this is great, solid advice, if it were yours.
If it were mine.
If it were mine. To write this in, thereby creating and forcing the company to create that documentation of the way things unfolded.
And if you go back and look at last week's video, you've already looked at last week's video, and you pair that with this week's video about the same thing.
Yeah.
In my world, what this would add up to be is me calling my attorney
Yeah.
and saying, I think I have a solid bad faith claim. And bad faith claims may or may not be double the value of the loss. And let's just do some quick math. If the value of the loss is 60 grand because they totaled the vehicle,
Right.
That sounds like a lot of money to me.
Yeah.
Potentially. Mm-hmm. And they have delayed this unduly. They were negligent in the way they wrote the estimate. They were bullying in the email that they sent following up.
Yeah.
I think that this would be a clear case
Slam dunk.
for that. And we're going to do a video on bad faith, and I'm going to invite the attorney to come and join us, because that's going to be a real interesting one. He's won some amazing cases, and unfortunately, it doesn't change anything. They don't learn any lessons from it.
Yeah, because the great majority of people don't watch these videos, which is why we ask you to share them. You can pause the video at any point and share this out with your social media and your friends and family. Let people know that this exists as a tool for you so that you don't get bullied and taken advantage of like this.
Yeah, they want to maintain control, and this is how they do it.
Yeah.
They write things like this. It's either or.
Right.
It's either or. It's either or. That's not the way the policy reads.
And the other part of it was, didn't you ask them to ask your guest to ask the company to where in the policy?
Yeah, you can always, if people are writing stuff like this,
Yeah.
then the other, I mean, there was a lot of stuff I would write as far as an email goes.
Sure.
One of those things would be, can you please provide the policy language that allows the claim to be handled in this manner?
Right. And if they come up with a goose egg, it may be that
There might be a reason.
overstepped their bounds.
Yep. So that's what I have for this Saturday. It's a continuing saga. It's going to get straightened out. The guest is going to be made whole, and we're going to move on from this. But this is a typical way that things are handled today, and you need somebody on your side that is going to help walk you through it and give you some advice and not allow you to deal with this stuff.
I have a quick follow-up question, or maybe two. In the event that you don't have the connection to such an attorney as what we're talking about, you can find the link below for a direct link to the attorney that we talk about and talk to here in the state of Colorado. But in that event that you don't have that access, or you're not aware of where to go for such access, is it helpful to take the documentation that we've talked about and forward that to the state Department of Insurance and just ask a question? Is this the way that it should be handled? Because I feel like maybe...
I'm getting bullied.
Yeah.
I'm getting bullied. Yes, absolutely. Because here's the thing. The Department of Insurance may not be able to handle individual cases. In some cases, if they see something alarming, they will send letters to the insurance company asking for a response. It's kind of a lengthy process.
Sure.
But most importantly, what they look for is trends. If they see a particular name of an insurance company coming up often and a particular nature of a complaint, it gets escalated to a different group of people.
I see.
That now start doing investigations, possibly audits on the insurance company, and requesting further information, and it's not good. But the only way that happens is if people call the department and alert them to a situation they have with whom and what about and so on and so forth. That's what creates the trends that allow them to escalate things to a different place.
Yeah.
And as far as an attorney goes, if you're not in this area, you want to look for, attorneys like everybody else have specialties, just like doctors and us. We specialize in certain types of cars. You want to look for a consumer advocate attorney.
Okay.
It's hard to find a bad faith attorney, and that may or may not be what you need to find. Look for a consumer advocate attorney.
Okay.
That's somebody that is going to work the same way we do, talking to you about what your rights are and how we can approach them, how we can enforce them, and so on and so forth. And the other thing is, they could also invoke their appraisal clause in this situation if need be. Again, it takes time.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be necessary, but if that were the case and it drew it out even longer, that could add to a bad faith case.
If you're not familiar with the appraisal clause, here's a link up here for the video that we made about that, as well as down below I've got another blog or two that you can go take a look at.
And we have lots of people that are great friends that
can help you.
Yeah, lots of places, resources for you to read. It's good stuff.
All right.
So
thank you for bringing this, my friend. Happy Saturday to you.
To you, and my dear friends. Appreciate you so much. I hope you have an amazing week, and I'll see you next Saturday. God bless.